Hi, I'm East Rutherford Councilman Antonio Segalini, and I wanted to spend a few moments to go over the Lois Lane Athletic Complex. As you may have seen, Mayor LaHoyer and the council were joined by members of the county, state, and federal government for a groundbreaking ceremony earlier this month. This was a big step in a multi-year process. But why did it take so long, and what are the next steps for the project? Given recent news, we felt it was important to make a video to discuss how we got to this point and where the project is heading. For those of you who may not be familiar, I want to give an overview of the Lois Lane Athletic Complex. Lois Lane Athletic Complex is a state-of-the-art recreational facility. It features a soccer field, baseball fields, a pickleball area, dog park, a recreation center including a concession stand, as well as other playgrounds and open areas. And yes, there is a large parking lot. The goal of the project is to offer a secondary option to reduce the stress on Riggin Field while supporting our growing recreation offerings. It is one of the most ambitious and largest projects in the recent history of southern Bergen County. Adjoining the complex is the Carlton Hill Greenway project, a county project converting a 1.2-mile stretch of abandoned rail line between East Rutherford and Rutherford into a park and walking path. Combined, the borough and county will have nearly 7 acres of new parks for residents to use. If you remember this project from years ago, you're not alone. The bulk of this project started in December 2019, when the mayor and council adopted a resolution authorizing the acquisition of the property by way of condemnation and eminent domain. The eminent domain process allows municipalities to acquire the property for the greater good, including to build parks for residents. It can only be used in critical situations where a property is absolutely necessary for a project to get completed. It must be approved by a court and prevent sellers from holding projects hostage. The courts approved the eminent domain case, and the borough took ownership of 10 Lois Lane in 2022. Since then, they've begun environmental remediation on the property. There is downside to eminent domain. Firstly, you need a serious reason to condemn an eminent domain of property. It is illegal to condemn an eminent domain of property simply to prevent apartments from being built, for example. Secondly, eminent domain cases end up in a court before a judge and jury who decide the final price of the property. For 10 Lois Lane, that day in court came on April 2nd, 2025, 6 years after the first resolution. The jury determined the value of the property at $4.95 million, well below the seller's demand of $10 million. 10 Lois Lane isn't the only property that has been or is currently being acquired by the borough. In order to maximize the layout of the Lois Lane Athletic Complex and tie into the existing borough Carlton Hill Park, as well as the county Carlton Hill Greenway project, the borough has added 5 additional parcels to the project plan. 4 of those parcels are entire properties or parts of properties that are directly near 10 Lois Lane. The last property, across the street from the park, will act as a large parking lot. As you can imagine, each of these purchases bring its own set of complications with different owners, different negotiations on price, and different environmental cleanup requirements. Some of these don't even have true street addresses. Going left to right and using the borough block and lot numbers. Block 8, Lot 3 was acquired by the borough in 2023 via eminent domain, with a trial-determined compensation set for later this month. Block 8, Lot 8 was acquired earlier this year, with the money for the purchase offset by a Bergen County Open Spaces grant. Block 8, Lot 7 was acquired by a developer looking to build a warehouse at the old Starglow facility. We are working with this developer to divide the property for park use. Block 8, Lot 6 is the final property in the park portion of the project. The council recently passed a resolution enabling the borough to purchase this property via condemnation and eminent domain. Block 18, Lot 14 was acquired by the borough on November 12, 2024, and environmental remediation is currently occurring. As you can see, the project included multiple moving parts and lots of litigation, causing delays. As we often say, municipal politics is slow and takes time, but we want to get this right, and we only get one chance at it. As I mentioned before, East Rutherford has received millions of dollars from the state and county, offsetting the cost to residents. The borough has received $5.5 million from the state, thanks to legislative grants for the past 3 years, as part of an effort from the Department of Community Affairs to increase land allocated for park and recreation use. The borough has also received nearly $2.5 million in grants from Bergen County in their effort to preserve park space. The borough has received $500,000 from the NJDEP to offset environmental cleanup costs. And finally, the borough is projected to receive $450,000 for the land acquisition of Block 8, Lot 8. This was approved by the County Open Spaces Committee, and we expect the County Commissioners to approve it next. All in all, the borough has received over $8 million in grants for the Lois Lane Municipal Complex. This project shows how much we can get done when local, county, and state stakeholders get on the same page. To summarize, the borough has worked tirelessly to ensure that the park is the best it can possibly be. As I said earlier, we want to get this right, and we only have one shot at this. The borough has strategically acquired multiple properties to ensure ample space for the recreational complex and associated facilities, such as parking. The borough has navigated complex legal and financial challenges, including the eminent domain proceedings and negotiations with property owners, to secure the necessary land for the project. The borough has worked with county partners to ensure that the property has adequate drainage and runoff plans to prevent issues in a flood zone and ensure that the parks are safe to use year-round. And finally, the borough has also worked to secure grants to minimize the financial impact and burden on taxpayers. Now let's get to work. Let's build a state-of-the-art facility for future generations and continue to make East Rutherford the best place to live in Bergen County.